I'll say too, as we looked at these examples of direct, plan, and improve, I was mentioning the outputs. I was mentioning value. I do want to get more specific about what that means. Value is the perceived worth, usefulness, and importance of something. So who gets to tell me the value? It's who's ever doing the looking. So is the business doing the looking? And from what context? Is it economic value, social progress value, environmental stewardship value, value across those three Ps, people, planet, profit? And then we could look at it, program by program, if we're being smart about how we're setting that up within the portfolio. We should also talk about how those outputs, those deliverables, enable outcomes. So outcomes are the results our stakeholders are seeking, right? So we care about outcomes. A lot of times we're managing our team in terms of outputs, but what do we really care about? We care about outcomes. So we'll definitely talk more about value and outcomes and that perception. Any system you hear about is going to be a set of interconnected and interrelated, interacting components that function as a unified whole. So what does my value delivery system look like? So from the organization's perspectives, like how do I set up my portfolio? Everything. I mean, that's just one example. What's in the value delivery system? If you work in IT, you might adopt a service value system. And here's an example from IDLE. And that might not be what goes into your value delivery system. You want to look across your organizations and people, resources and info and technology. This is all the internal aspects. What are the value streams and processes you have in place? And then you could go outwards to see what you have as you widen the context and what partners and suppliers are part of your value delivery system. What contractors do you rely upon? So this isn't a bad value delivery system, but it's a very zoomed out view, right? Of what do you have going on internally, organization and people-wise, resources, info and tech, value streams and processes. And then notice it's the same exact 3 hexagons for what do our contractors have going on? What do our partners and suppliers have going on? That's just food for thought as you start to think about your value delivery system. Again, if you're working in IT, you might have it all done for you if you adopt and adapt IDLE. IDLE is the service management, IT service management for the past 3 decades plus, best practice across the whole wide world, adopted by 90% of the Fortune 500 companies. So that could be a shortcut is to adopt and adapt IDLE within your organization. This I'll include as a PDF. What do I mean by organizations and people? What do we want to look at? So I won't show every slide here, but rather let you mull it over. Again, we're looking at things from the high level, but we want to be able to go zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, because everything we're doing strategy-wise needs to connect appropriately to the tactics and then connect appropriately to the operational environment and or that quote out environment if it's something we're delivering externally.